Brian's Beat.
It's called being an illegal immigrant. You know how I feel about this, okay? I think the law's crisscrossed, but the law's on the books. It's not being enforced. It has to make you wonder. 508-996-0500 to get on the program. Hello.
Hey, Brian. This is Sheriff Hodgson.
Hey, Sheriff, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Well, I was just talking about this policy, and I have to say it is a bit confusing, but understand here that you do appreciate what the Baker administration is doing. Why is that?
Well, first of all, anyone that believes that law enforcement ought not to be cooperating with state and federal authorities really are undermining the public safety of the people of our communities.
There's a law in the books about illegals. If they're here illegally, they should be deported, correct? Mm-hmm. Is the state police inform ICE, and you guys, not you, but the state police can detain for up to 48 hours people that have been convicted of major felonies? If they're illegal and they've been convicted of major felonies, how are they out in the street in the first place?
The Obama administration had gutted and eliminated the Secure Communities program, which actually, even under Janet Napolitano's administration in Homeland Security, she said it was absolutely, Secure Communities, the absolute best program for targeting criminal illegal aliens and not as much sort of casting the net over everybody who may be just here on an overstay or whatever. President Obama decided to eliminate that program in spite of the fact that it was working. The Title 8 of the U.S. Code, I believe it's 1327, specifically says that anyone who harbors or conceals someone they know to be in this country illegally is in violation of federal law.
I'm going to come back to where I was. If they have been, if you were convicted, pardon me for infringing on yourself, if you were convicted of a major felony, you're going behind bars. Any citizen that's convicted of a major felony is going behind bars. Any legal immigrant who is convicted of a major felony, they're getting deported. How is it that an illegal can be convicted of a major felony and they have walking papers?
ICE agents who otherwise would have acted on these things are now being forced to go to the next higher up and ask whether or not they can arrest these people. For example, I have an agent that informed me not too long ago that there's 10 outstanding felony warrants for individuals that are in Rhode Island. They know about the area that these people are in, but they have been told they cannot arrest these individuals. They've already been deported once. They've come back. Now it's a felony charge. They were criminal illegal aliens, already deported once. They're back here. They've got felony warrants for them, and they were told you cannot arrest them until such time as they commit another crime.
And when they commit another crime, what's going to happen? If you can't arrest them before, what's the difference afterwards?
Well, the point is that what they've done is they've allowed these people to stay longer. And if they commit another crime, what happens is we have another victim, American citizen or legal resident, who potentially will be a victim of that person once again, in addition to the fact now that this person has committed the crime, now they're letting them act on the warrant, and then they'll be deported. But this is the problem. This is why you don't want people in the federal government determining how we can protect the people in our communities across this country. The system is set up now so that illegals can have more chances. For example, you cannot deport someone until they've had at least not 3 arrests, but 3 convictions for misdemeanor crimes. So we're basically saying you can keep at it. You get up to three strikes for misdemeanors, then we'll deport you. You don't belong here to begin with, number one. If you've already come here illegally, and then on top of that, you can't even respect the laws when you're here, never mind violate the law to get here.
I don't understand why if we have a policy that says that you're here illegally and you should be deported, why we all of a sudden make it a 3 strikes and you're out program.
Well, that's the Obama administration's new program. They eliminated Secure Communities, and they implemented this program called Priority Enforcement. Law enforcement jokingly refers to it as pretend enforcement policy because there is no enforcement.
Are you telling me that under the last Bush administration that the illegals that came over here were automatically deported?
Well, the ones, not automatically, they had a right to a hearing, that the judge makes the determination, but they would at least be arrested and held for 48 hours. And let me just point out your point about state police. The state police aren't going to arrest them and hold them for 48 hours unless ICE, when they arrest them, ICE says, hey, we want you to hold that person on the ICE detainer for 48 hours.
Brian's Beat.